I regard Uncle Tony as one of the greatest coaches in tennis history. And Uncle Tony said that he didn't shape Nadal's technique as much as he helped shape Nadal's character. Now, let me just give you a few examples. And these examples are legendary. So when Uncle Tony and Rafa would practice, and if there happened to be a shady side and a sunny side on the court, and you know there's a lot of sunshine on Mallorca, Uncle Tony would always put little Rafa in the sun. And I couldn't tell you how many kids I see playing in the shade while the coach is grilling in the sun here in Florida, and it's just simply wrong. So why would it be wrong to put the coach in the sun? Isn't the coach being paid after all? Well, that's where Nadal's dad was a genius, because Uncle Tony somehow got paid indirectly through Nadal's dad's business. So because of this arrangement and the fact that he was a family member, Uncle Tony could be more strict with Nadal. And the reason why you want to put a kid in the sun is because when you play a match, you don't have the choice to play in the shade. You're going to have to look up into the sun. You're going to have to be grilling out there in the sun, and you're going to have to train for those conditions. Another legendary Uncle Tony story was when Nadal won the 12 and under Spanish championships, and everybody at home was celebrating and embracing Rafa, and Uncle Tony had called the tournament posing as a reporter and wanted to know the names of the last 25 champions of the 12 and under national Spanish championships. So Uncle Tony started rattling off these 25 names and asked Rafa, how many of these names that I just read to you have you heard of before? And Rafa said, 5. And Uncle Tony said, well, those are exactly your odds. You have a 1 in 5 chance to make it. Another legendary Uncle Tony story was when Nadal won a tournament in South Africa and he came home, and Nadal's godmother had organized a celebratory welcome party. And before Nadal even got there, Uncle Tony ripped the banners off the wall and started arranging practice for the next morning. Now, a lot of people might interpret this as cruel, but I think this is the reason why Nadal wanted more and was so driven to not let those highs get too high and focus on the next tournament right away. This was instilled in him by Uncle Tony in his junior days.